Hi, I'm Helena from Dreamweaver Jewellery. Today I'm just going to discuss a little bit about wire tension and the problems you might find when you're wire weaving. You've probably started and you're finding you're having bumps and lumps and the tension's all off and it won't push together, so I'm going to try and address a few of these issues for you. The number one problem here is the fact that the weaving wire, which is the finer wire, is actually too thick. The base wires are 0.8mm and the weaving wire I've used here is 0.5mm. So basically it's just much tougher to work with and you can't push all the nice weaves together to get that lovely clean look that we're trying to aim for. So I would wholeheartedly suggest a thinner wire. So I buy most of my wire from the Scientific Wire Company, which is www.wires.co.uk, and it is bare, dead soft copper wire. I tend to buy them in the 500g reels because they're this big and they're easy enough to handle. So you've got the 0.4, which is that nice slim wire. I use this for nearly all of my weaving. I did recently purchase some 0.315mm wire, which is a lot finer, and it does weave beautifully, but it takes you twice as long and it keeps coming away from the spool, which absolutely drives me mad. But it's still a nice one to work with. So all these demonstrations I'm going to do today are using 0.4mm weaving wire around the 0.8 base wire. Now let's start with a little 3-2 weave, which is quite a simple weave if you've not done it before. So you're basically doing 3 wraps around the bottom and then 2 wraps around both wires. Now I've deliberately made this sort of bad because I wanted to demonstrate the fact that you need to leave enough space between the 2 base wires to get the weaving wire back through. Otherwise all that happens is you can't push these weaves together and it makes it really tricky. And also, as you can see, I can't squash them together. The other problem is it will often bend your top wire because you've pressed it too close together. So now I'm going to demonstrate how to do this weave. The most important thing is to leave that gap in between, because basically you need to have enough width. If you can see where the weaving wire is wrapped around the base wire, that almost doubles the size of the base wire, so you need to leave enough of a gap so that that other top wire can sit on the bottom weave. So we're going to go, I like to press up, down, up the back and fold over and press down. And the other important thing is to keep the wire at 90 degrees to the base wires. So push it up with the thumb, fold it over, push it down, and then we're going to slide these along the wire. That's nice and neat. And I always hold the weave quite close to where I'm physically weaving to. So we can push up with the thumb, and this time we're going to come in between the 2 wires, push it all the way along and down. So that's nice and neat and tidy. We do that for 3 wraps, so up the back, through, and push every single loop you make back down those base wires. It's very tempting just to leave them like that, but all that happens is the wider they get, the spiralier they get, and then when you push them back down there's too much space on the wire. You need to make contact with the weaving wire and the base wire at all times. So let's just attend to that one, push it down. If it's going a bit astray, make sure it's at 90 degrees again. That's better. The trick to weaving is to adjust as you go rather than doing it all and thinking it'll be okay, because it won't. So now we're on to some more double loops. So up the back, I'm hardly putting any pressure on at all there, and then fold it down and over. It's quite loose around that wire, because what will happen when you go back up up like that, it tightens automatically without you pulling on it anyway. It's just the nature of the beast. So not too much pressure makes that lovely loop. And then again up the back, through and push. Up the back, through and push. And the reason I go up the back first is to put a little bit of memory into the wire rather than it just being wrapped round and round, because otherwise all that happens is you get that little knotty mess. So again, up, through and down. So I'll go just once more, gently up the back and down. In fact, I'll go at my normal speed now so you can see as best I can. It's quite difficult on camera because my camera is literally above me, so it's a little trickier for me. There we go. You can also, if you like, on particular weaves like this, get your nylon pliers and give them a little squeeze. This is really helpful if you want to push things together or basically bend or curve to get them straighter, if that makes sense. There we have it. So the next weave I'm just going to show you quickly is this figure 8 weave, which basically goes back and forth across the two wires, and you'll see this an awful lot because it's quite a beginner weave, and it's another one you can really squish together. But basically it starts with the two wires and you have to open them out into a triangular shape. The trickiest bit is the very first section, and you'll pretty much always get that gap whether you like it or you don't. It's just the way this particular weave goes, but it's usually hidden, so it's not a massive deal. So let's jump in. One other thing I'd like to mention as well when you're weaving, so I'm just using some scraps here and they're all bent out of shape. So basically I just want to kind of demonstrate that you can straighten these out quite easily using the nylon jaw pliers. So basically all you do is hold at one end, grip them slightly and twist each time until you've got a pretty straight piece of wire. This will help considerably with your weaving. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it does just help a little bit, and these scraps are pretty beaten up. So let's get started. You need to grab your weaving wire and hold them together at the base. And I'm starting right at the end here, and then that first wrap needs to go up at 90 degrees. Like so, and we're going to go around 3 times, and this is just to secure the weaving wire to the base. You see I'm pressing every time I do a round, it just keeps it nice and secure on that wire. So let's add in our second wire. You can try and angle it slightly, great. If you can't, don't worry too much because it is quite tricky. I think the easiest thing to do when you're first learning is we'll just gently bind these two together with 2 wraps around these base ones. Then push them together and then just slightly opening these wires and straighten them a little bit with your thumb as you go. You can sort of scratch them into place. So the figure 8 weave from now on is 2 round this one and 2 round this one, and like I say, there probably will be a gap here. If you use a much finer weaving way you'd probably get away with it, but when you're beginning I think you'll probably have a trouble with it because it might snap on you, so use the 0.4 for the time being. So remember what I said about keeping 90 degrees. If you start weaving and it goes off a little bit, it's usually because you're not 90 degrees to the wire you're working on. It's very easy to get a bit lost because you can see this kind of V shape. So again, try and keep 90 degrees to your base wire. So 2 across the top, and this time you're going to bring your weaving wire underneath the bottom base wire and pull it over to the right here, up a little bit. And you can see how your 90 degrees is changing now, so you need to push that quite tight in with your thumbnail down. You'll see how I'll push up first and then go in. I find that just gives your wire a little bit of memory and it makes it that little bit easier to get it into position. So the start's always the tricky bit. Once you've got going, this gets a bit easier. So again, adjust the 90 degrees. You're coming down, round, push it down with that thumbnail, down through those wires. On your second loop, you're coming back under the wire below. Adjust your position to 90 degrees and round. So if you always keep that in mind, you'll find it's much easier. See how I sort of press and pull and shape. Sorry, I'm going a little bit off camera, it's difficult, I've not got a very big viewing area here. So through for 2. The other thing I'd like to say as well is that you've got to watch your tension on this, because if you pull this hard at this point, this wire is going to move up. Keep an eye on the triangle all the time. It's got to go where you put it. So I'm just going to go at my speed for a bit now, hopefully, just to show you. And by all means, feel absolutely no pressure whatsoever to go fast. It's not about going fast, it's just about learning the principle. You can see how every single wrap I do, I'm pushing it down with my thumb. Every single one. That's why my nails are gross. But hey, one must suffer for their art. We'll carry on a little bit further just so you can get the idea of the shape. This is so hard to do on camera, it's ridiculous. Right, so we're getting somewhere. And that's your little figure 8 weave. If you found this tutorial helpful and you've had a bit of a practice, you might want to apply some of these weaves to an actual project. Here's my Meredith tutorial. It's available in my Etsy shop, and it goes over the both weaves that I've just shown you in some detail, and you can create this really pretty pendant if you wish. Thank you for watching. If you've got any questions, please comment below and I'll do my best to answer them. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I'd be really grateful, and I'll be making a lot more free tutorials in the coming months. You can also purchase written PDF tutorials from me that you can follow along at your own pace. These have got loads of pictures and explanations to help you learn some new techniques, and each one is aimed at learning a new skill. I'd also love for you to join my Facebook group. It's called Wire Weaving for Beginners, and you can share your work and see any of my latest creations. If you'd like to support my channel, you might also consider hitting the Buy Me a Coffee link. Here you can make a small donation so I can continue spending time making new free tutorials for you. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.